Hello, Luke, and anybody else who might be listening. This is Ben from PowerWF, and let's start taking a look at the 2.3 features since we're so close to releasing. This is PowerWF Studio. I'm running this on a machine with System Center Operations Manager. You see we've got no special views here. That's sort of out of the box. Let's come back to System Center to PowerWF. Many of the demos, you'll see me bring up a PowerShell window. This is greatly improved. And I'll start typing something. Sort CPU descending. Select first 5. I love this demo. You can hit a 5 or hit the play button. You can see we got a grid view at the bottom, or we can look at the data. We can look at the console output and interact with the console. That's fine too. Or we can drill down into the property grid and get to all of that data and get pretty deep, and that's pretty nice. If we wanted to, we can click on any of these items here and change the script that's being run. In fact, we can replay right now, and we'll see that it'll pick up just the data that we asked for, which is just the module name. Let's go ahead and delete that back out. We'll go back to the original data. Or we can select columns here from the data grid and say, well, I want this, and you see that up here we're changing the script for you. Again, we can play this and get the fresh data, and that's what we've got. But we're going to stick with the original script here for what I'm going to do right now, and with the insert key, insert button, and that'll give us a workflow just like it did before. If we want to, we can go back to the PowerShell editor and modify the script, go back and forth. But we're going to just leave it right there. We're going to play this once, so we can prime the pump with data. And we've done that. Of course, we can see our output there. We can do lots of good stuff. And of course, if we went back into the editor at this point, we do have data from the last run that'll pre-populate the grid, which is always nice to get back to. So back in the workflow view of the world, let's drop in a to SCOM activity at the bottom. Pretty familiar from the last demos. We'll select a primary key from the list, ID in this case, and again we'll run. We're going to run to get the data from that script, dynamically model that in WMI, create a WMI class, and shove our data into WMI. Now, that could have looked like anything. We can go inspect the WMI data if we want to, but what I want to do is I want to send that into SCOM right now. So I'll go to the Deploy menu, select Operations Manager, and we're going to go next through the wizard. This is going to look a little different from the last time. And now we've got 3 new screens here. The first one here is we specify what's in the class definition. We pick non-volatile properties, base priority. We can pick machine name. Let's make sure we pick process name. Whether it's responding or not, well, we'll leave that. In the next screen, we'll pick which of these properties should be performance counters. These are the volatile data. So handle count would be in that list. So it's memory counts would be in the list. Let's grab a few. And then the last screen for threshold. So we can set, let's say we want handle count. If it goes over a certain number, then we want to, like the number 800, then we want to create a critical, just an example, I'll do that, but you could specify more than one of these thresholds and we'll create more rules. So we'll hit next. Again, we'll run this every minute. We'll hit finish. And now, just as before, PowerWF has now created, we can go back and look, it's created a management pack and it's imported that management pack programmatically into SCOM. So now we're just waiting for System Center to realize it's got a new pack. And we can even, in just a second, we'll see a new view pop up. And there it is. There's the WMI folder. There's a new PS1 test class. And we should see some data pop into this view pretty shortly. And there's our data, and within a couple of minutes, these will all be green light, red light, based on those thresholds we set in the last screen. All right, so they've switched to healthy. That means they've been initialized. We could go and look at the Health Explorer and see the one rule that we set. Of course, we can set rules for each of these categories. It's just been initialized so far, but in pretty short order, we'll see some of these be red versus green once that rule gets run by System Center. All right, looks like we've got some data there. I've skipped ahead in the video a little bit so we can, you don't have to wait for the 2 minutes while that threshold rule is waiting to get run. You see that 3 of our processes here have have violated the rule or passed the rule, depending on how you look at it, that we set up for the handle count, which was that the handle count had to be over a certain number. So this one's value is 1403. And this value was 1204, and he's over. All right, now we can open up the performance view for any one of these things, and you'll see that we do have a number of performance counters. Now, it's not going to be a lot of data yet to play with, but if you let this thing run for a while and then come back in and select some counters, we'll see a nice pretty graph. But we are setting up all those counters. So you'll see that since the last demo, you see that we do now have states, healthy, critical, warning, which you specify there in the wizard based on the thresholds for those properties that are collected. We've got a great new script editor, which I'll talk more about in another video. We have we'll generate PowerShell script for you, which is great, including things like the sort, and lots and lots of good stuff. So thanks for watching the video. We'll dive more in depth to all these things and more in future screencasts. Thanks.